For those trapped in the frozen bureaucratic hell in Texas known as the 2021 winter storm, a world where the leadership failed beyond imagination, the largest lesson learned from those that endured the experience is that if they can't manage a full-scale natural and energy disaster, what makes anyone think that they can manage our lives with their Build Back Better Great Reset takeover of all human existence?
Build back better than before.
Build back better.
Build back better.
And building back better.
Build back better.
The second plank in Build Back Better advances racial equity by mobilizing our infrastructure.
Together we can fix this. Let's build back better.
Political parasites in Texas like Austin Mayor Steve Adler, who hid for the first 3 days until the media scared him out of his hole.
I've talked to some folks down in Austin who their frustration about it is they're not getting any information about, okay, when is restoration coming? What is the situation? It seems as if residents have a grasp of the power situation, but people feel they don't have a grasp on the water situation. What can you do?
We don't have any good answers because we can't give people an exact time when the water's going to be able to come back.
What's the situation in Austin right now?
It's pretty dire in the city right now. I mean, somebody needs to explain what it is that happened here.
While Senator Ted Cruz and Governor Abbott revealed a disconnect few expected, realizing zero on-the-ground initiative.
This week has been hell for the state of Texas. It has been two storms on top of each other. 4 million Texans lost power, no lights, many with no water. It has been frustrating. I'll tell you, Sean, a lot of Texans are mad or pissed off. And so last night I flew down with them to the beach, and then I flew back this afternoon. I had initially planned to stay through the weekend and to work remotely there.
And I want to let you know what these experts told us. They said 5 days before the winter storm hit, ERCOT assured that, quote, we are ready for the cold temperatures coming our way. They also said that ERCOT had issued a notice to power plants to ensure that they were winterized properly. And ERCOT's annual winter assessment, which was designed to ensure the state is prepared, that assessment assured the public of Texas that there would be enough power to meet peak demand this winter. Now, what happened is ERCOT fell short on all three of these promises they made.
Meanwhile, as the streets and temperatures remained frozen, power, water, and food disappeared.
Mother and her 8-year-old daughter dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. A lot of times people think that they can turn on their ovens or maybe bring a gasoline generator into the garage or into the house, and they don't realize that the exhaust fumes from those generators will kill you.
We had a report of at least 5 occupants at this address. A few of the occupants were already outside the structure. Upon entering the structure for fire attack and search, crews located 3 occupants and rescued 3 occupants out of the structure. One of those occupants were transported by Austin Travis County EMS in critical condition. 2 of the occupants were deceased on scene.
And the elderly and disabled were cut off from lifeline resources.
Vincent Ferris is the CEO for Meals on Wheels San Antonio.
We rely so on volunteers to knock on the doors and check on those folks who do have difficulty leaving their home. But out of the concern for the safety of our volunteers and staff, we haven't been able to get out.
There was barely any real leadership to be spoken of, save for the defunded police, EMS, and one city council member who kept working even though she was in the same boat as the rest of us. But Texas rarely gets snow, and when it does, it isn't a catastrophe. So the expensive preparations never merited the weatherproofing budget that ERCOT and Austin Energy took advantage of.
Wholesale prices for electricity in Texas got really nuts over the past several days. At one point, 1 megawatt went from $50 to about $9,000. I spoke with a guy named Ty Williams. He has 3 different meters, one for his home, one for his guest house, one for his office. Last month combined, he spent $660. Now the totals for each one of these is more than $5,000 in this snapshot. At this point, his electric bill for this month is more than $17,000.
Even the local radio in Austin, Texas didn't grasp their own key importance, continuing their regular programming rather than staying on air 24/7 throughout the nightmare, informing the masses who had no internet or television. Thousands huddled around battery-operated radios, whatever they could burn for warmth, and eating what had spoiled in the refrigerator. Don't ever forget this dark winter hell, Austin and the rest of Texas. No one is coming to help. You need your neighbors as much as they need you. The government is the storm, the people are the solution, and a reckoning is inevitable. John Bound reporting.